Hello beautiful people, how's it going? I'm back with another video. Before we started my rant, I just wanted to say thank you to Warner Brothers Middle East and OBOX Mena for inviting me to the Dubai premiere of Joker Folie, Deux. I am a huge Lady Gaga fan. Thank you so much for the invite. I really appreciate the love and the support that I've been given. I need to talk to you guys about this film because I have a lot of thoughts and a lot that I want to say. If anybody here is still watching me from all of those years way back when my channel was popping off and everything was going so well for me, I am a huge Lady Gaga fan. I reacted to Chromatica, one of the greatest albums of all time. I believe that her entire discography is great. She became one of the most successful female artists in history, and I love her deeply. And I wanted to love this movie. I think I might just leave this video unedited. I wanted to love this movie so badly. I knew about the bad reviews when the film premiered at Venice, and then I watched it slowly unravel, but I still had so much hope because I loved the first Joker, and I loved what Todd Phillips did with it. I have a bone to pick with Todd Phillips now, but I loved that first film. It was a movie about a disenfranchised person who had been pushed by society to become the Joker. I loved that. And I empathized with Arthur. Of course, it wasn't okay that he killed all of those people. Of course it wasn't. But I did have empathy for him. And I think that is what made the movie work so well. And I think it's the reason the movie made $1 billion at the box office. I think it's the reason that Joaquin Phoenix won Best Actor. I was hoping Gaga would get a nomination for this one, but I don't know if there's like a specific amount of screen time that an actor needs to be in a movie for to even qualify for supporting. Oh my God. Okay. This film isn't bad per se, but this film, firstly, doesn't know what it wants to be. I thought it was a musical. It kind of is, but it also kind of isn't. And I'm also unsure of what the film is trying to say. This is without spoilers. I'm going to get into spoilers later on in the video, so just know you're safe. But this film is essentially about Arthur's trial, dealing with a certain topic about his mental health situation. And he meets Lee at Arkham, and they develop a romance, if you could call it that. The promotional material for this movie did show us a lot of Gaga, and I will be honest, half of those scenes did not end up in the final cut of the film. That's the first strike that annoyed me. Second strike was the film essentially, in a way, kind of goes against everything that the first Joker film stands for. And I can't really get into why, because that would be spoilers, so I will do that a bit later. But take what I just said to you about what the first film was about, now do the opposite of that, and that's essentially Folie à Deux, or as I like to call it, Folie à Croissant. So, I don't know. When they announced that she was cast, I remember going downstairs to my dad and saying, wow, God loves me. I thought that it was a move catered for me. It just, I don't know, it felt so perfect. And even people I know who aren't big Gaga fans would see that announcement and think, oh, Lady Gaga would be a perfect Harley Quinn. What does Todd Phillips do with her? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. To the point where I think the movie would have worked better if it was told from her perspective. That would have been something a bit fresh. Whereas this movie essentially gives you a lot of long scenes of Arthur dwelling, but you don't actually learn anything new about him, whereas the first film, you learn more about his issues, his trauma, his childhood, everything. This is just the epilogue to that, mixed with a really crazy ending that is essentially made to anger anybody who had any sort of attachment to Arthur Fleck from the first film. I honestly cannot even get into it. Some people are saying they have issues with the music. I didn't think that was an issue because I knew it was a musical. And of course, I will be happy to hear Gaga singing. But I also feel that some of the musical numbers were a bit jarring because I feel they were placed at wrong timings. For example, one musical number would come right in the middle of a conversation, and then when it would end, it being a dream sequence, by the way, it would go back to that conversation as if it never happened. Whereas in a musical, usually the singing progresses the plot of the story. I don't even know. I don't even know. Joaquin Phoenix, as an actor, gives an unbelievably amazing performance in the film. Joaquin Phoenix is great. He is phenomenal, even with this script that I genuinely think should be burned in hell. He's great. And guess who's great too? Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn. I was right. She is amazing in the role, but she's barely in the film, other than when she's singing. It's a lot less than people anticipated. Even critics are saying that Gaga's underutilized, because I feel that that was their ace in the hole. Gaga was the secret sauce that could have made the movie excellent. Harley doesn't really have a character arc per se. She's just there. If I had to rate this film before I get into spoilers, on a technical standpoint, it's a 3.5 out of 5 stars because it is visually striking. The performances are amazing. The music is great. I really enjoyed it. But on an enjoyment standpoint, it's 2.5 out of 5 stars. It is so down the middle. I really mean it. It is literally split down the middle, and I can't really go into details about why. I think it's time to talk about spoilers. I first want to talk about that ending. So I'll give you a brief overview of what happens in the film. Essentially, it starts, Arthur is still in Arkham, and he has a trial coming up to determine whether he is 2 identities or 1. That concept is great. They just don't do anything with it. The courtroom scenes are absolutely atrocious and boring. They don't lead to anything. They don't actually do anything. The witnesses, you would assume, would have excellent monologues, excellent dialogue, something. It just fell flat for me. He meets Gaga. He meets Lee. And she is essentially kind of manipulating him throughout the entire film in the scenes that she's in. They only have, I would say, 5 actual scenes together. And that's being generous. And slowly you get to see her become Harley Quinn. By the end of the film, she's wearing that outfit that you see in all of the promotional photos. By the way, she's only in that outfit with that makeup and the new haircut for one scene, which is at the end of the film. Just letting you guys know. By the end of the film, the verdict comes out. He is guilty on all charges because Arthur admits to not being the Joker because he's raped in the asylum by Donald Gleason. Is his name Donald Gleason? I think it is. Mad Eye Moody. He's here somewhere. Oh, there he is. That traumatized me, by the way. He admits, I'm not the Joker. He gets raped. Quinn dumps him. And then he dies. Another inmate comes into the room and says, hey, Arthur, you want to hear a joke? And then he stabs him. And then Arthur dies. And then the inmate behind him, who just stabbed him, takes the knife and goes, chick, 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 chick. And then the movie ends. And Gaga's That's Life starts playing. The song is amazing, but what I was looking at was atrocious. So Arthur wasn't the real Joker. He just inspired the real Joker. Pretentious poop. Pretentious poop made to anger people that loved the first film because Todd Phillips didn't like that people felt empathy towards Arthur. I have a bone to pick with Todd Phillips. I think he is an absolute idiot, casting Gaga only to cut out most of her scenes, ruining, tarnishing the legacy of Joker. That first film that was nominated Best Picture, that won Best Actor. What an idiot. If I saw Todd Phillips on the street, I'm on camera. I would walk the other way. Oh man, my most anticipated movie of the year torn to shreds. I have a list of my top 10 movies of the year. And I'm an idiot. I should have been wearing the clown makeup last night. Because my number 1 spot, I didn't fill it out. I just wrote saved for Joker Folie. The film will not be in my top 10 of the year. I cannot believe what they've done. My original interpretation of what I thought was going to happen as the movie was closing out was that when Harley and Joker met up on the stairs and Harley was leaving him because he said he's not the Joker anymore, so she's fallen out of love. She fell in love with the idea of the Joker. I thought she was going to shoot him and he was going to tumble down the stairs as a fall to the rise we watched him rise in the first film. No! Todd Phillips, he really needs to give you a plot twist. It has to, surprise the audience. So you're going to have a random inmate do it. And that's the real Joker. If it was Warner who gave studio notes, like, hey, can you connect this to Heath Ledger? Can you make this a Heath Ledger thing? Maybe we can work with that. If that's the case, then how does Harvey Dent exist? Oh yeah, that's another thing. Harvey Dent is played by Rob from Industry. I love Industry, great show. But the explosion happens in the courthouse after the verdict is released. That's how, Joaquin gets away. And his face is like, Two-Face. Are you kidding me? The movie just enraged me. It enraged me. I wanted to love it so bad. I wanted to love it with all of my heart because I love Gaga. I love Joaquin Phoenix as Joker. I loved the first film. This movie was made for me. And I walked out of it so disappointed. You guys know me. I always give films good reviews. All the time. I go into a movie wanting to enjoy it. I tried. That's not to say that the movie doesn't have good moments. The scene where they were running out of Arkham, trying to escape, and they were singing, "Take a look at me now," is really great. But that's pretty much it. The film just feels so bland. It feels like it has nothing to say. It feels like it falls flat. And I genuinely believe that Todd Phillips didn't want to make Joker Part 2. Warner forced him to do it. And he essentially wrote the script as a screw you guys. Or he was deeply disturbed by the fact that people felt empathy for Arthur. And don't get me wrong, you guys, The Fame Monster, Born This Way, Joanne, Art Pop, Chromatica, all some of my favorite albums of all time. If I saw Gaga in front of me, I would burst into tears telling her how much she means to me. But this film, I will not sacrifice my merit. I won't sacrifice my merit. I am so upset. I'm so upset. Todd Phillips, when I catch you. Whoo, wow. There's a reason that Gaga released Harlequin. If you guys don't know, Lady Gaga released a companion album called Harlequin to go with the Joker film. She said that she wasn't done exploring Lee. That's because Lee did not get explored in the film. And then she announced that the first single off of her 7th studio album that we've waited 4 years for is coming 2 weeks after this film airs. Gaga knew. She knew that fans were not going to be satisfied with this. I sure as hell wasn't. And some Gaga fans that were at the premiere that I spoke to were also not satisfied. General audiences that I saw in that screening were groaning by the end of the film. And when that ending scene happened, the entire audience gasped in a groaning fashion. I almost can't make this up. Takeaways: Lady Gaga's an excellent actress. A Star is Born was great. House of Gucci needed work on the script, and this film needed so much work. If anything, it should have been told from Lee's perspective, because we already got Joaquin's perspective as Arthur. And the film could have ended with her shooting him and him rolling down the stairs. I don't know. Stream Harlequin. It's a really great album filled with all of the songs that were performed in the movie, but actually produced and professionally sung by Gaga. It's a great album. I'm honestly exhausted, so disappointed, and I just wish that the film was better. I drove home from Dubai last night in total silence. And you guys might not understand why this affects me so much, but I'm a person who adores film, and I use film. I use excitement, the excitement I get for film and television, to just motivate me to get through life. It's my favorite thing. I'm sorry, my eyes are watering, but when you get so excited for something and then it just flat out feels like purposefully is crapping on you for loving it. I don't know. I don't know. Proving to us that Arthur was a total loser, that's not nice. Barely giving Lee any kind of depth is not nice. The musical numbers feeling jarring is not nice. And that ending is so offensive. It's not subverting expectations. Todd, if you're watching this, you're not being smart. You're just being a pretentious... Sorry, my Prada's at the cleaners! Oh, man. If you guys made it to the end of this video, I am so sorry if I got a little caught up or angry. I just really needed to get it out. I wanted this movie to do well financially. I wanted Gaga to have another win under her belt. I don't think this movie is going to do as well as anybody thought it would, even though it's 4 times the budget of the original film. Somebody should have taken a look at the script and thought, that is not a good choice. I don't know. I love you all so much. Pause up forever. I'll see you guys next time. LG7's coming out though. That's something to look forward to. And I still listen to Harlequin. But Folie à Deux tainted the legacy of the first Joker film for me forever. I'm probably going to see it again with my dad, terrified of what my dad's going to say. It's almost to the point where I don't even know if I want him to see it. I think he would be offended as well. I love you all so much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.